On the occasion of Gita Jayanti, we will discuss all the 18 chapters summaries in 18 sessions. Every session we'll try to understand entire chapter. So today we'll try to understand the entire first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So here the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is starting with Dhritarashtra asking question. So it is very interesting to note the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, the first word of Bhagavad Gita is Dharma. Dharma Kshetre. So Bhagavad Gita's the first word is Dharma. Interestingly, Arjuna's question was, what is Dharma? And the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita was, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. So this great book called Bhagavad Gita is completely focused on understanding the concept, the topic called Dharma. That's why it makes it a very, very important, relevant book in all of our lives. And when we say the word Dharma, it does not talk about the political Dharma that today as we understand. So we need to understand the Dharma as per the scriptures and the political religions that people use for their personal motives and agendas. So here the focus is on the real Dharma. Dharma Kshetre. So Dhritarashtra is asking question to his secretary, what happened when my sons, is referring to his sons Kauravas, 100 sons, headed by Duryodhana, Dushyasana, all of them, and the sons of Pandu Maharaj, their Pandavas. After they assembled in a place called Kurukshetra, and that too, their desire was to fight. So what did they do? So there is a question which is called direct question, but also there is an indirect question in the same question. So what is a direct question? The direct question was, what did they do after assembling there to fight? So it's very obvious they've assembled there to fight, so they will fight. Then why is somebody still asking such a question? That means in his mind he had a doubt. There was a doubt. What was the doubt? The doubt is what is not spoken, but that is there in the question. It is like, if you think of a cricket match. So instead of, let's say, I want to know what's going on in the cricket match. So generally, I should ask, who won the match? What is the score? This kind of questions we ask. So instead of asking that question, if I ask, in that rainy place, did the match happen? That means I have a different question. What is that? Did the match even happen? Because the question is the rainy place. Because if it rains, it may not happen. The match may get cancelled. So I am worried. So Dhritarashtra's worry was Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsava. They want to fight, but they've assembled in a Dharma Kshetra. So that is why he has got a doubt. So because you are in Dharma Kshetra, whether Dharma Kshetra influenced their decision. Their decision was to fight. But now they are in Dharma Kshetra called Kurukshetra. Did it influence? And especially is asking two people. The Kauravas, right? Mamaka, my children. They are called Kauravas. Did it influence them? Pandavas, did it influence Pandavas? So this is the question of the first chapter. So entire first chapter has to tell, did it influence or not? So entire first chapter we have to understand from this first question. Dhritarashtra wants to know whether the place called Kurukshetra, which is Dharma Kshetra, did it influence Duryodhana, who are the children of Dhritarashtra? Did it influence the children of Pandavas? As a result of that influence, did they actually fight? Or they cancelled the fight? He wants the fight. So that is why he is trying to know, did it influence? So this is the question. That is why immediately Sanjay starts speaking. So what is the question? Did it influence? So there are two types of people are there, Kauravas and Pandavas. So first Sanjaya speaks about Kauravas, Duryodhana. Did it influence him? So let us see what he says. He says, Sanjaya uvacha drishtva tu pandavanikam. It's a very interesting word, drishtva. His answer is starting with drishtva, seeing. Who is seeing? Duryodhana is seeing. So Duryodhana is seeing. Please remember this word, seeing. Duryodhana is seeing the entire army who all have come on the Pandavas side. He is seeing. Drishtva tu pandavanikam, pandava anikam. So he is seeing all the soldiers on the Pandavas side. Vyudham Duryodhanas tada. Duryodhana saw who all have come on Pandavas side. Acharya upasangamya. So after seeing all the soldiers on the Pandava side, he came to Dronacharya. Acharya upasangamya Raja vachanam abravid. Raja spoke. Actually, Bhagavad Gita, when we read, many interesting points we can notice. Here, very sarcastically it is said, Raja vachanam abravid. He is not Raja, but still Sanjay is calling him as Raja. It's a sarcastic statement. Raja is Dhritarashtra. Why Duryodhana is called Raja? Because even though Dhritarashtra was sitting in the chair, but the power is in the hand of Duryodhana. So we say there is a de facto government and de functo government. So we say de facto means somebody who is officially responsible, but they don't have any execution power. De functo means you do not have a title, you are not officially holding that position, but you have all the power. So Dhritarashtra is the king namesake. But who is controlling everything? Duryodhana is controlling, but he is officially not a king. So even though he is officially not a king, but still Sanjay has said he is a king, because he is the one who is making all the decision. Raja vachanam abravit, after seeing all the people on the Pandava side. So he's now, why is he come to Dronacharya? He could have gone to so many people. Why he goes to Dronacharya? Because the Duryodhana knows this Bhishma, Drona, they have no desire to fight for Duryodhana. They have no desire. They are not interested. They don't support Duryodhana. But due to some obligation, some compulsions, they are on your side. So he is worried. They are very important people. They are like main in charge, but they are not on your favor. Isn't it? So he wants to, make sure that they really put their best. Because they have to really, work hard, only then he will win. So that is why he has come to Dronacharya and make him fight for Duryodhana. And he knows he has no heart for me. He has no interest to fight for me. But how to make him fight for me? So he has come to provoke and incite Dronacharya. These people, this crooked people, this kind of Duryodhana kind of people, they don't know how to inspire their team members. They can only provoke them. They can only incite hatredness in their heart. So there are two ways you can make people do work. By motivating, inspiring, right? You see entire Bhagavad Gita, what Duryodhana did and what Krishna did. We'll see this. Duryodhana is trying to provoke Dronacharya, incite Dronacharya. And Krishna never did such job. He only motivated Arjuna. So how did he do this? He says, Pashyaitan Pandu Putranam. Again he's saying, see. Pashya. Pashya means seeing. Already Duryodhana saw. And now he is asking Drona to see. My dear Guru, Dronacharya, please see. Pashyaitan Pandu Putranam. See this Pandavas, the children of Pandu Maharaj. Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tavashishyena Dhima. They are all very smart people. See what they have done. They made your enemy's son as an in charge. Drupada Putrena. He is specifically calling the other side army commander. Both the side army is there. Kauravas army, Pandavas army. So the Pandavas' army, the in charge of the army is the son of Drupad Maharaj called who? Drishtadyumna. And Drishtadyumna was born when? There's a history for this. That is why you should know this, what Duryodhana is speaking. So Drona, when he was in the Gurukul, he was very close friend of Drupad Maharaj. So Drupad was also a young boy, Drona was also a young boy. Both of them actually became very close friends, and Drupad Maharaj promised, when I become king, I'll give half of my kingdom to you out of friendship. So when Drona became, he grew up and he got married and he had a child, Ashwathama. And he is a Brahmana, so he was living very simple life. So there was no sufficient milk at home to feed the child. So his wife, Kripi, she asked Dronacharya, you keep on telling your friend is a big king. Can you please go and get one cow to get some milk? He said, yeah, why not? He's my friend. In fact, he said he'll give half of the kingdom. Why not? He'll give a cow. So he came to meet Drupad, but Drupad insulted Dronacharya. He said that don't call me. I'm your friend. It is an insult. I'm a king. You are a very poor Brahmana. So like this, he insulted, and Drona felt very bad. That how can he insult me like this? He has insulted my friendship. So he comes back and he makes a shapat that I will take revenge. So he comes and he trains this Kauravas and Pandavas. And then when they grew up, they ask what Guru Dakshina we should give. He says that you should go to Panchal, defeat that Drupad Maharaj and catch him alive and bring him to me. So they do that, especially the Arjun does that, Pandavas. And Duryodhana fails, but Pandavas do, Arjun does that. So that means the king is defeated. Now entire Panchal kingdom now belongs to Dronacharya. So now Drona insults Drupad. He says, oh Maharaj Drupad, how come you're in my room? What happened to you? Oh, you got defeated by my disciples? Don't worry, I'm not like you. Now I have become the king of Panchal because we have defeated you. But I will give you half kingdom to you. You take it. You refuse to give me one cow, but I'll give you half kingdom. So this Drupad is very angry after this. This is an insult, and Kshatriyas never tolerate insult. For them, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Apaman is worse than death. They're ready to die, but they can't take insult. So Drupad goes back and he does yajna. And in that yajna, he wants a son who will kill Dronacharya because he insulted Drupad. So he wants a son, and that son is Drishtadyumna. So now Drishtadyumna is a son of Drupad Maharaj who is born to kill Dronacharya. And this Pandavas have made him only as a commander-in-chief. But the point is that this Drishtadyumna, he was trained by Dronacharya only later. So this Duryodhana is provoking him. See what mistake you have done. First of all, you have trained this fellow and that person is going to kill you. And now they made him only commander-in-chief. So he is your enemy. You don't have to fight for me. But look who is there on the other side. The other side is Drishtadyumna who actually kills you. So he is trying to incite that anger in Dronacharya. He's not telling you have to fight for Dharma, you have to fight for some higher value. He's saying, see, there are enemies there on the other side. So, he is born to kill you only. They have outsmarted you by taking training under you only. So this is the meaning of provocation and insight. Making you remember something from the past. Tell you that how other person is very bad. This is the meaning of provoking. And then he is telling Dronacharya, don't be soft. Don't be soft. You have to really be strict and fight. So, and he is telling you very important, you are a commander-in-chief and all these things. So suddenly, when he is doing all these things, he realizes that he goes on telling all important people on the other side. Actually, Bhagavad Gita, when this Dhritarashtra asked, what happened to my sons and the sons of Pandu? Here Sanjay is very clearly telling, when Duryodhana saw the other side, Pandavas side, his courage has come down after seeing the Pandavas. He never thought that they will come back this great. So he's going on telling all their name. He's telling all great people. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhima Arjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharataha. Like this he gave so many names. Drishtaketus Chekitanaha Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bhojascha Shaibascha Narapungavaha Yudamanyuscha Vikranta Uttamaujascha Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadayascha Sarvayeva Maharata. Then suddenly he realizes, Arey, by telling all the great people on the other side, I'm discouraging my own people. I am discouraging my own. See how big people they are. If I am gone to, let's imagine I have to play a match and I start telling, see how great they are, how much they are and all, it can impact psychologically your own team members, right? So suddenly he remembers that, I should, because it is coming out. Duryodhana's, the fear is coming out. He's telling everybody's name, how great they are and all that. So then suddenly he says, no, yeah, that is all true. There are big people on the other side. And but we have Bhishma. We have you, Drona, and we have Bhishma, very great warrior, because he also thinks that I should not ignore Bhishma. I'm only talking to Dronacharya. So politicians, he is trying to keep everyone on his side. So Bhishma is there. And then he says, okay, we have Bhishma, we have Ashwathama, we have all this Saumadatti. So it's not that we are less, we also have great people. And then he says that to tell some good words, he says in the 10th verse, Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma bhirakshitam. He says that, we have immeasurable army protected by Bhishma. But the problem is that the word that he used has a two meaning. Aparyaptam. In Sanskrit, aparyaptam means two meaning. Means immeasurable. It also means insufficient. It has two opposite meaning. So it depends on who, in what context the people are hearing. So even though Duryodhana intended that our army is so huge, in terms of number it was actually big, but it is not sufficient to defeat the Pandavas. It is not sufficient to defeat them. It may be more in number, but it is not sufficient to defeat the Pandavas. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma bhirakshitam. Paryaptam tva idam etesham balam bhima bhirakshitam. On the other side, they have less army, but it is protected by Bhima. So he did not say that it is protected by Drishtadyumna, who is the commander-in-chief. He knows if at all there is any threat for his life, it is from Bhima. So Duryodhana's fear is from Bhima. He is not fearful of anyone else. So that is why he is using the Bhima's name. I am not fearful of Bhima. So even when he told, bring Draupadi for Vastrapaharan, so that Pratihari, that doorkeeper comes and says, no, Draupadi she's asking some question. He says, I am not scared of Bhima. Go and drag her. Actually, every time he's scared of Bhima. So that's why he's saying, the other side, the army is protected by Bhima. Our side army is protected by Bhishma. So in this way, he's speaking. So here it is said, the first part, Dhritarashtra's question was, because they are in Dharmakshetra, did the Dharmakshetra influence my children? Did the Dharmakshetra influence the children of? So Sanjay spoke about first the children of Dhritarashtra, Kauravas, because that is what first he likes to know. Everybody likes to know about their own children, their own family, about themselves. No, selfish people are like that. What is for me, like that. So that is why first he spoke about his own children. This is what your son, Duryodhana, saw. He saw. And he is asking Dronacharya also to see. And is trying to cheer them up and all that. So there is no change in the decision of Duryodhana. He has not changed his mind by seeing or by being in Dharmakshetra. Then, now what happens? Bhishma, seeing this Duryodhana, so to little encourage him, he started blowing conch shell. He says, Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthita bhishmam eva bhirakshantu bhavanta sarva evahi tasya sanjayan harshan kuru vruddha pitamaha bhishma simhanadan vinodyochai shankhav dadbhav pratapavan. Shankha, he blew his shankha to give encouragement that yes, I'm there, like that. So that blowing a conch shell is like blowing a whistle that now the game is beginning, the war is beginning. Now Bhagavad Gita shifts the camera from Duryodhana's side to Pandavas' side. Now what is happening? Tata shankascha bheryascha panavanaka gomukha. Now everybody started blowing the conch shell. Everybody is now showing, yes, we are also not afraid. I am ready. So how do you show your readiness? By making some sound. So the good way of making sound in the war was blowing the conch shell. So when you blow conch shell, how powerfully you blow conch shell tells you how confident are you. So now Bhishma blew his conch shell and it said Simhanadaha. Just like when Simha, when makes the sound in the lion, all the animal will run away. Oh, the lion is there. Lion is there and it is going to attack. So all animals have to run away. So Bhishma blew and it is called as Simhanada. By hearing his Simhanada, nobody got scared. Everybody started giving reply back. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. They all started blowing conch shell. And then now the focus is shifted to a very important scene. Tataha, at that time, Shvetair hayair yukte mahatis yandane sthitau. It is said at that time there is a mahatis yandane, a great, gorgeous, wonderful chariot came. See, now the focus is shifted to a very gorgeous, very impressive, attractive, big chariot, and it was pulled by Hayaha, Shweta Hayaha, white, wild, beautiful horses. And who were there in that chariot? Madhava, Pandava. It's a Sanskrit poetic way of, it's got alliterate. Both the words are ending with the same letter, Madhava, Pandava. It could have been called as Krishna, Arjuna, but to make it beautiful, it is said Madhava, Pandava. So now the focus shifted to the hero of this entire Bhagavad Gita. You see, when the story begins, sometimes the stories begin in the first scene itself, there is a launch of the hero. The hero entry happens in the first scene itself. Sometimes a little bit story happens and then the hero make entry, right? So there are different ways of the story narration. So here the Bhagavad Gita did not suddenly start with Krishna. Even though we know the moment we hear Bhagavad Gita, nobody remembers Dhritarashtra. Nobody remembers Duryodhana. Everybody remembers Krishna and Arjuna. But Bhagavad Gita, now we are talking about the 14th shloka. So 13 shlokas over till now, no point discussion about Krishna or Arjuna. Now the hero entry is happening. So generally when the entry of a great man happens, this is a very big headache for a directors. They sit and spend a lot of time how to show the hero in the first scene. Or whenever his entry happens, it should be such a wow entry. It should be a goosebump and everybody should just stand up from their seat and dance and clap and blow whistle. It should be something like that. So when sometimes you show that how hero jumps out of a helicopter or how he comes in a big car like some Ferrari. Like this they'll show, the moment he comes, he'll hit some 10 people and he come out. So the hero comes in a very impressive way. But Bhagavad Gita is not doing like that. It is saying, showing a hero, but it is showing that he is coming as a chariot driver. You imagine one movie, the hero entry is happening, one big car comes. And now you're all waiting, okay, the big Ferrari car has come, the door will open and the hero will come out, but actually the door will open, the driver is coming out. So it's something really, very unusual. It's very unusual. He's a hero. That is why he's called Madhava. In Sanskrit, Madhava means the husband of Lakshmi. Husband of Lakshmi. Husband of success. He's a hero. But he is come as a chariot driver. Madhava, Pandava, Ch1, Divyo Shanko. Here it is another interesting thing is, they also started blowing the conch shell. The first scene, introduction of the hero is showing Krishna, Arjuna blowing conch shell, their shankha. And here the distinction is made, Divya Shankha. Their shankha is not ordinary. Their conch shell was not ordinary. It was Divya. It is a spiritual, it was transcendental, it was a special shankha, what they were blowing. But when others told, when Bhishma and others, Bhagavad Gita did not say it was a Divya Shankha, it just said a Shankha, Shankhanada. But here, Krishna and Arjuna, they were playing Divya Shankha. Another interesting thing is, Bhagavad Gita is giving the names of the people who are blowing their conch shell. But if you interestingly see, all the names are mentioned, all of them are heroes and warriors. They are fighters. Only their names are mentioned that they are blowing the conch shell. Some chariot is blowing conch shell, it's not mentioned, but it starts with Krishna blowing the conch shell. It is making it very clear, he is the most important person, he is the hero. There may be so many other important people, but he may be a chariot driver. That is not important. He is still the hero. That is why next shloka says, Panchajanyam Hrishikesho Deva Dattam Dhananjaya. First, it is said, Hrishikesha, Krishna, he blew conch shell. He is not a fighter. He has told, I am not going to fight. He is not a soldier there. But still, his name is mentioned that he blew his conch shell. So many other people are there. Drivers, chariot driver, their names are not mentioned. But Krishna's name is mentioned. Panchajanyam Rishikesha. Then comes the Arjuna. Devadattam Dhananjaya. Ananta Vijayam Raja. Right? That next to Yudhishthira and all of their names comes. So it is very clear that Krishna is the hero of Bhagavad Gita. But his introduction is not really like a traditional, normal way of introduction. He comes as a chariot driver, but still he has given that special position. So now, after this, the next shlokas are all about who blew the conch shell and what is the conch shell name, like Ananta Vijayam Raja, Kunti Putro Yudhishthira, Nakula Sahadevascha, Sughosha, Manipushpaka, Kashyascha Parameshwasaha, Shikandicha, Maharata. Like the names are mentioned that they're all blowing conch shell like that. After all these things, next what happens is very interesting. So Dhritarashtra's question was, did Dharmakshetra influence my sons and sons of Pandu? So Sanjay answered, it did not influence Duryodhana. He saw the Pandavas' army, but he did not influence. So now it talks about the Pandavas, Arjunas, now onwards, from shloka number 20th. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva. Now Arjuna is seeing. And before this, another interesting thing. So when Bhishma blew his conch shell, it was called Simhanada. But it did not have any effect on anybody. But here Bhagavad Gita is saying, Saghosho Dhritarashtranam Hridayani Vedarayat. When Pandavas side, when they blew their conch shell, Hridayani Vedarayat. All the Kauravas side heart started beating out of fear. Some sound makes you fearful. When Kauravas blew their conch shell, nobody was fearful. But here it's very clearly said, Dhritarashtranam, the sons of Dhritarashtra, they became fearful. They lost their confidence. They lost their courage simply by hearing the sound. See, in the sports and in the war, the psychology plays a very important role. Before you physically beat them, defeat them, you should psychologically defeat them. That's a very important tactics in any game, whether it is politics, whether it is, sports or a war. So optics matters a lot. They should lose their confidence before even the game begins, the sports begin. So here it is said, Bhagavad Gita is saying that actually the war has not yet started, but already the sons of the Dhritarashtra, the Kauravas, they lost the war. How they lost the war? They became fearful. That's what he has said. Saghosho, by hearing the sound, ghosha means the sound. Saghosho Dhritarashtranam, the sons of Dhritarashtra, Kauravas, Hridayani Vedaraya, their heart became shattered. Their heart became shattered. What do you mean by heart? Not literally their heart became pieces. Their confidence was decimated. They came with confidence. We will win. But that was decimated. Nabhascha prithavim chaiva tumulo abhyanunadayan. That sound decimated and destroyed the confidence and courage and enthusiasm. They were all enthusiastic. Yes, we will win. And by hearing that sound, they lost their enthusiasm. I think we can't win. Looks like we can't win. So that's what now. That means till here, the Bhagavad Gita is saying the Pandavas are on upper edge. The beginning is, when you say 0, 1 like that. So psychologically, who is on the upper hand? The Pandavas are upper hand. Because already Duryodhana is feeling fearful. And people on his side are not really supportive. They are not very loyal to him. And, but here on Pandavas side, everybody is loyal to them. They come, right, to prepared fight. And they are making bigger sound than the Kauravas side sound. Especially Krishna is there on the side. So the game begins with that Pandavas are on upper hand. They're at the better side, positive side. And so Kauravas are not at the upper hand. So now Arjuna speaks. He says, Athavyavasthitan drishtva. See the word drishtva. Duryodhana also drishtva. Drishtavaitu Pandavanikam. After seeing the Pandavas. Seeing. Now Arjuna also says, I want to see. There Duryodhana saw. Now Arjuna says, I want to see. Right? Athavyavasthitan drishtva Dhritarashtran kapidhvajaha pravritte shastra sampate dhanurudyamya Pandava. He says, O Krishna, Rishikesham tadavakyam idam maha mahipate. He said that, O king, at that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, he wanted to see who all have come to fight. Now, what is this the weird desire of Arjuna at that time? It's something very unusual, right? So you're about to start the war, you already blew the conch shell. Suddenly you're saying, I want to see. What is there to see? There is nothing to see now. You have to fight. There is nothing new. Already you know everybody who's there on the other side. It's not like some unknown people have come. Let me just go and see. No. Because before this war, days and days there was discussion. To fight or not to fight. Who's on our side? Who's on their side? They're trying to make alliance. It's going on. Udyoga Parva. Shanti Parva. So much already Arjuna knows who is on the other. It's not that he doesn't know. That's why it is something very unusual. He's saying, I want to see who all have come. What is that you want to see? So it is not actually he wants to see. He wants to see that really, sometimes you have to really, like somebody has put a case on you in the court and they're very, very close to you. I want to really see their face. Do you really want to fight with us? Do you really want to put a case on us? That seeing is a different seeing. Not that I want to see your face. Not that I want to see who you are. I know already who you are. So Arjuna wants to see the intention of these people. Do you really? Because so much they tried to stop this war. But this other party is so hell-bent, no, we will not give anything. So Arjuna is really curious. Is it really? Are they so, degraded that they, at any cost, they want this? There is some curiosity. Sometime I want to really last time I want to talk to you. Now what is that? Have you not spoken to me so far? No, I want to really see what is your intention. So Arjuna is saying, I want to see. So this is his desire. Arjuna uvacha. Senayorubhayor madhye ratam sthapaya me achyuta yavadyetan niriksheham. So there are at least 5-6 shlokas. Every shloka talks about seeing. Now Sanjay has said Arjuna wants to see. Now Arjuna says, I want to see. Niriksheham. Iksha means seeing. Yodhu kaman avasthitan. How they have come with this desire to fight with us. We have not done anything wrong to them, but still they want to fight with us. Right? I want to see. Kermaya sahayodavyam asmin ranasamudyame. Next again he says, Yotsyamananam aveksheham. Avekshe, again seeing. That I want to see who have come here to fight. Right? That to supporting this evil-minded durbuddhi of this Duryodhana. And then Sanjay is saying, so in this way, now Krishna took the chariot and parked. And there it is said, Bhishma Drona Pramukutaha Sarvesham cha Mahikshitan. Ikshitan, he saw. So every shloka it is coming about seeing. Arjuna is seeing. Tatra apashyat, pashyaitan pandaputranam. Duryodhana had told, O Drona, see. So now Arjuna is also seeing. Duryodhana seeing had no impact on Duryodhana. But Arjuna saw, but that had impact. That was actually the question of Dhritarashtra, right? Was there any impact or not? So there was no impact on Duryodhana. But now there is, Bhagavad Gita is saying, there is an impact on Arjuna. Now there is impact. What is that impact? Now he saw and he's saying, the impact he's speaking. He's saying, Tan samikshatu kaunteya. Samiksha, iksha means seeing. This Kaunteya, son of Kunti, Arjuna, when he saw Sarvan Bandhun Avasthitan, he saw he's all Bandhu, his own relatives, right? Kripaya Parayavishtam. He became overwhelmed, overtaken by Kripa, compassion for them. You see how he is affected. The same, this Duryodhana is also same family, relatives. He also saw, they are also relatives, but it had no impact on him. How to kill he is thinking. But the Arjuna saw, but he is impacted. He is affected by that. Vishidantam idam abravit. So he is very sadly speaking to Arjuna. By seeing he became very sad. He is not very happy to see the situation. Arjuna uvacha. Drishtveman swajanam Krishna. Oh Krishna, seeing all these people that in such a fighting spirit, I'm feeling the limbs of my body are quivering and my mouth is drying up. I'm feeling something very uncomfortable. My mouth is drying up. My body is quivering. My whole body is trembling. My hair is standing on end. My bow, Gandiva, is slipping from my hand that I'm not able to, hold. Very tightly, my skin is burning. I'm feeling very uncomfortable. So the seeing now impacted Arjuna's determination to fight. Seeing impacted Arjuna's vision. It became blur, right? He became now confused. He lost his confidence, not by hearing the sound of Kauravas, Shankhanada, none of these things, not by seeing the strength of the other side people. That's not the reason. Now the reasons will come. When somebody says that I'm feeling very uncomfortable and all, not out of fear of, loss. That is not that. He is very sure we will win. But that is not why they are fearful. This fear is a fear of responsibility. There is a fear of responsibility that we may do something wrong. Those who are responsible people, they have this fear of we should not do anything wrong. And especially Arjuna is dharmic and he is in the Dharma Kshetra. So this has an impact on him. So he is thinking, are we doing anything wrong? So it also shows how Arjuna is a great person. Why? Because he has a fear of the right and wrong. He has a fear of responsibility. As a responsible person, I am fearful that we should not do something wrong. And most importantly, he wants to think before he act. Responsible people are always like that. They think before they act. Irresponsible people, they first do whatever they do and then they'll think, oh, why did I do like this? I should have not done like this. Oh, I think I should have not scolded this person. I should have not done this. So this is like after the action. You can't really do much. But Arjuna is very responsible person. He has this training. This training is what? We should always think before we do any action. That is what now Arjuna is thinking. So he is thinking, now I am unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself. My mind is reeling. I foresee only evil, O killer of the Keshi demon. He says, I am only seeing the bad things. He says, what is his reason? Why is he feeling like this? This is something that Arjuna's Dharma is coming out. That he is a great person. His shloka, 31st shloka. Nacha shreyo anupashyami. I don't see any long-term good from this war. Shreyaha. In Sanskrit, there are two words, Shreya and Preya. Preya means immediate benefit. Shreya is long-term benefit. Like sometimes people think, in this life we will do maja, we will enjoy. I'll be happy, I'll enjoy. So that is prayers, very short-term vision. Shreya means long-term good. What is ultimately good? Like sometimes some devotees may think, oh, I'll keep my parents and my family members, my husband, wife very happy. I'll not go to temple, I'll not become devotee, I'll not surrender to Krishna. I'll work hard, I'll give them car, I'll give them bungalow, I'll take care, give all material. That is prayers. That is called prayers. But a person like Arjuna is worried about Shreyas. What is ultimately good? So he's asking, Nacha Shreyo Anupashyami. Krishna, I don't see any long-term good. We may win. But I think that will be what? Some temporary victory. Right? We getting this kingdom, getting Hastinapura. That will be a very short-term success. I don't see what is a long-term success. What is a long-term success? That means only responsible people think of long-term good. If I become a devotee, if I surrender to Krishna, long-term my parents get liberation, moksha. The long-term, forever they're liberated. The long-term good. Oh, no, I can't see my mother crying. I can't see my father. It's too fair. That is prayers. So you will be seeing them crying life after life. If you are thinking that I can't see them crying, okay, don't see them crying for a short time, but you'll be seeing them crying life after life, life after life. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So that is prayers. He is interested in Shreyas. Because he is interested in Shreyas, so Arjuna is thinking as per Dharma. So he is asking Krishna, what is this? That simply we are desiring victory, kingdom and all these things, but how it is beneficial for a long time. You see? Kim no rajyena govinda kim bhogair. He says, what is this use of getting this kingdom, right? So like this, papam me vashrayed asman. Krishna, we may get papa. You see how a responsible person is worried about papa. Duryodhana is not thinking, what is papa, what is punya, what is good, what is bad. He's only worried about his success, his profit, his victory. It may come at the cost of doing papa karma. Like nowadays, people are like that. What job I do, who cares? Whether it is papa karma, punya karma, at the end of the month, salary should be credited to my account. That's what matters. That number, the figure, the SMS should come. This much is deposited in your account. That number matters. How it came, it doesn't matter. So it is all, Duryodhana Aulat. Finally, what I got is important. How I got, I'm not important. But Arjuna is not like that. He says, how we get also is important. Means also matter. Means matter more than the end. Means matter. He's saying, Papameva Shriyat. It may be sinful to fight like this. What is this? How can we just fight like this with our own people? Kill our own family members. Fratricidal it will be. Killing our own family members, brothers, uncles, and all those people. Papam. So, as a responsible person, he's worried about right and wrong, good and bad. We did not see any of these things with Duryodhana, right? Bhagavad Gita started. Did you see him speaking any of these things? He didn't speak any of these things. He's trying to, in fact, provoke Drona. Go, don't be nice to this Dhritarashtra and all. You should attack and kill him. But here, Arjuna is saying, should we really attack? Don't you think it is sinful? Don't you think it is very short term? Okay, let them only keep this kingdom. No, let us worry about what is good for us in the long term. You see, Arjuna is thinking like this. This first chapter is called Arjuna Vishada Yoga. It is telling the qualification of Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita knowledge begins from second chapter. But who is receiving Bhagavad Gita? Did Duryodhana receive Bhagavad Gita or did Arjuna receive Bhagavad Gita? Arjuna. Why is he receiving Bhagavad Gita? Because of these things. Look at his qualification. Look at his responsible thinking. Look at his heart. Isn't it? Duryodhana is not at all bothered, but Arjuna is bothered. So Arjuna is qualified to receive Atma Jnana, the special knowledge. Bhagavad Gita is not some historical conversation. History means a reality that happened at a particular time, at a particular place. That is the meaning of history. You say it happened at that time, at such and such place. So Bhagavad Gita is a history. It happened in a place called Kurukshetra during a particular time. But it is not just history. It is also something more than history. It is not just the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. It is also the conversation between Atma and Paramatma. There are two people. There is Atma and there is Paramatma. And both of them are in a chariot because first chapter Bhagavad Gita said Mahati Syandane, a great chariot. That great chariot, Kathopanishad says, our human body is compared to a chariot. Hayaha, pulled by horses. The Kathopanishad says this is also pulled by horses, by the senses. So this example that how human body is also a chariot is given in the Kathopanishad. And in the chariot there are two people traveling. One is Atma, other one is Paramatma. So Paramatma is there in the chariot as the super soul. Atma is also there in the chariot like Arjuna is there. So there is a constant talk going on between Atma and Paramatma. So if we understand Bhagavad Gita, you will understand our own life. Why it is important? Simply two people are talking, Arjuna and Krishna. It is their own private conversation, no? Encrypted conversation. Why are we interested? Why are we trying to snoop into their personal... No, it is actually Atma Paramatma conversation. It is your own conversation with Paramatma in your life. So, if you want Paramatma to speak to you, then you should be like Arjuna, not like Duryodhana. If you become sinful, not bothered about, what is Dharma, then if you're not worried about Dharma, then you will never get Bhagavad Gita knowledge in your life. This conscience, Jivasya hi tattva jignasa. Dharmo adhika vishesha. If I don't have this qualification of trying to know what is dharma, I can never hear Krishna's words in my heart. Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita, but I'll never be able to hear because I'm not like Arjuna, I'm like Duryodhana. I'll be on a deaf man. I'll never be able to hear Krishna's words. So here, Arjuna, we see he's very responsible. His fear is not fear of his own death. Nowhere is telling that Krishna, I'm very scared of dying. Come, let's go from here. He's not saying I'm scared of death. He's saying I'm fearful of doing something wrong. Isn't it? I'm fearful of doing something wrong. Papa me vashrayet. Kulakshaya may happen. Varna Sankara may happen. Society may degrade because of so many things. So these are all my reasons. So I'm very worried. I think we should not fight. And also I'm so affected as Dhritarashtra's, whether are they fine, fight is happening or not happening. So from Duryodhana's side, he is ready to fight. But Pandavas' side, there is a doubt now, whether the fight will happen or not happen. Because he is affected. Because he is a dharma conscious person. He is a devotee. He has good qualifications. And he is in the right place. Like if you are in the temple. So in the temple, if somebody brings some liquor bottle and drink. So if you are a good person, you say, how can I do this in this place? So if you are a sinful man, wherever I am, give me. So what? I'll do whatever I want to do. So it shows that dharma, if it has to have an impact on us, if I'm a person like Duryodhana, I may be in a dharma kshetra, but it has no impact. But if you're a person like Arjuna, you will be impacted. And what is this interesting thing is, now Arjuna became reflective. What do you mean by reflective? By seeing outside, he's thinking inside. His thinking is happening inside. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it punya? Is it papa? Is it correct? Is it wrong? So it is called reflective. I'm reflecting. I'm questioning myself. I'm not going ahead with simply by seeing outside. That is what Duryodhana's mentality. He is only seeing outside. But Arjuna seeing outside made him see inside. Good people are like that. When they see outside, it makes them see inside. So by seeing outside, Arjuna is also able to see inside. But Duryodhana saw outside, he did not actually make him see inside. He was blind inside. His father was blind outside also, inside also, Dhritarashtra. But his son, he is not blind outside, he is seeing. Drishtva tu Pandavanikam, he is able to see, but he is not able to see inside. Whether it is good, bad, papa, punya, isn't it? The dharma chakshu, jnana chakshu is not there inside. But Arjuna has got that. He can see outside, he can also see inside. Inside, seeing means reflecting. Thinking inside, questioning ourselves. That is very important. That is called jignyasa. And it is said only human beings can do this. Ability to see inside is there for human being. A dog cannot suddenly sit down and start thinking inside. Am I doing really right? Am I doing something dharma? No, animals cannot do. They don't have the ability to see inside. But the human beings can do. And especially human beings like Arjuna can do. People like Duryodhana cannot do this. So what does it teach us? That we should be reflective. And when you become reflective, it makes you responsible. Now you think, what is that right thing to do? Not simply living like an animal. Not thinking what is a short-term good. What is short-term good for me? How can I short-term keep my family members happy? No. What is long-term good for everyone? So Arjuna is thinking of what is long-term good. Because he's thinking what is long-term good, that is why Krishna is going to speak the knowledge which is connected to Shreyaha, which is Atma Jnana. Body is temporary. Atma, the soul, is eternal. So Atma Jnana, Bhagavad Gita is spoken to Arjuna because he is interested in Shreyaha, not Preyaha. He's not interested in just winning the war, but he's interested in winning the adharma inside, if at all there is any adharma. So this first chapter ends with this Arjuna's, this kind of a questions that are we doing something wrong? Is it okay, let them only take this kingdom? Also, Bhagavad Gita interestingly teaches this war was not for some property. War was not for property. And the second one is, war was not... Now, Duryodhana wanted to fight by making Dronacharya, in provoking him. See, who has come? Your enemy's son has come and all. But Arjuna is not thinking like that. He's not saying, oh, they're our enemies, so we should attack them. He is actually reflecting. He's thinking. So war was done after thinking and discussing this much. It is not some emotional fight. It is not that I got provoked and I got incited out of anger, I attacked them. No, it was very, very well thought, discussed, and then this, decision was made. So the first chapter started with the Dhritarashtra's question, Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha. In that place of Dharmakshetra, my sons and the sons of Pandu have joined, but did they fight? Because he has a doubt. That place may have influence and impact on their decision. Sanjay said, yes, your son Duryodhana has no impact on him. He is one shameless fellow. He is such an adharmi, papi, that he is seeing, but seeing has no impact on him. And then he said, look at this, Arjuna. He said, I want to see. And he came, he saw, and it has an impact on him. So he's now thinking, what is dharma, what is adharma, what is punya, what is papa, should we really fight? I think I'm not fully ready for this. So good people are little, they're reflective like that. And the first chapter ends by saying, what is Arjuna's statement in the last shloka, 46 shloka? He said, and Sanjay is saying that, evam vuktva Arjuna sankhe. He said, by saying like this, that I will not fight, Sankhe means the battlefield. Ratho upastha upavishat. He sat down. Arjuna sat down. He collapsed. He sat down. This collapse is not a fear of losing the battle. It is a fear of doing something wrong. Upavishat. Visrajyasa sharam chapam. The bow, the gandiva slipped from his hand. It fell down. Visrajyasa sharam chapam shoka samvigna manasa. He's so worried. Now the first chapter says Arjuna was demotivated. He was also feeling very dull, demotivated, confused, not very excited for this fight. His hands, the bow Gandiva has slipped. The end of Bhagavad Gita says the Gandiva will rise in Arjuna's hand with proper clarity, with proper knowledge, with proper conviction. So this the whole first chapter gives the background or the stage setting for Bhagavad Gita. Stage setting. How Arjuna saw, but his seeing had impact. By seeing internally also he was able to see. In our life also, we should become like Arjuna. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. Not simply seeing. Seeing, what am I thinking? After seeing, what am I thinking? Is it real life? Is it the human life? Is this what I should do? Oh, everybody is running behind. Job, career, progress, this, that, salary. I'm seeing this. It should make me reflective. Is this the goal of life? Is this the purpose of life? Is this why I am taken birth for? If it is not making me think like that, then I am like Duryodhana. I am blind internally. I am only seeing outside. But if I become like Arjuna, then Krishna in your heart as Paramatma will speak Bhagavad Gita to you. You will be able to hear the words of Krishna. We'll be able to hear Krishna speaking to us in our heart. He is with us in the same chariot. In 13th chapter, Krishna says, I'm Paramatma, I'm there. Not that we have lost, oh, only Arjuna had Krishna. No, we also have Krishna, Paramatma. For that, I have to become Arjuna. I have to become Dharma conscious. We have to surrender to Krishna. That we will see in the second chapter. He surrendered to Krishna, told, please teach me what is Dharma. Arjuna did not ask, should I fight or not fight? That was not what his question was. His question was, what is Dharma? That is why this book is special. If he directly asks a question, should I fight or not fight? So then it is his own problem. But he's asking a very broad question. What is Dharma? So anybody who is like Arjuna, who wants to know Dharma, who wants to follow Dharma, for them this knowledge is given. So this is the first chapter. So like this, we will hear all the 18 chapters and understand overview or summary of these chapters in the coming sessions. We'll stop here. Dhritarashtra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.